Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel Aqualuna 73. This is going to be another moon reading and it's going to be for Aquarius. Please be in mind these are general readings and it's not going to resonate with everyone, and these readings are timeless, so it could resonate at a later stage whenever you might need it. This is a Pluto retrograde reading, and Pluto retrograde is in Aquarius until October the 13th. And like I said in the previous reading, and you will see on the thumbnail, I show its deep subconscious transformation. This is what this Pluto retrograde means. Pluto is associated with the sign of Scorpio. And the sign of Scorpio in the tarot is associated with the Death card. Death is also associated with transformation or changing. Okay, so we're going to see Aquarius, how it's going to affect you since it's in Aquarius. Okay, so obviously it's going to affect you on a whole other level because it's in your sign. So we'll see what is going on. Aquarius moon, Aquarius moon. It could be that you have Aquarius sun. Maybe if you have Aquarius sun, it could also resonate with you. Okay, I'm going to draw 6 cards. Every card has a question that I wrote down here, the questions, and I'm going to see what the universe has to say for each specific question that you might ask yourself regarding whatever this experience is for you in this Pluto retrograde that we're currently having in Aquarius. My Ascended Masters, my Spirit Guides, God, God's Son, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, Amun Rama, the Hecate, my ancestors and Spirit Guides, whoever you resonate as, to my viewers, my subscribers, the people who watch my content, what lessons and messages do you have for my collective for this reading? Please and thank you for Aquarius moon. Even if they have Aquarius in other parts of their sign, what lessons and messages do you have for them? Please and thank you. Okay, so your first card, Aquarius, is the 7 of Cups. With the 7 of Cups, the first thing that's popping up into my head, this is the current energy that you're in. Okay, the first card represents the energy that you're currently navigating. Okay, like I said, 6 cards spread. There are 4 cards. And you end up with a wise woman. Okay, 6 cards. Okay. Let me just put this aside quickly. We're going to draw an oracle card now, and then we're going to see what lessons and messages do you have for my Aquarius moon for this collective reading for them. Please and thank you. Lessons and messages for Aquarius zodiac sign. Please and thank you. Okay, the Diamond, dreamer, material wealth and true prosperity. Wow, Aquarius. Okay, that's awesome. I love that. So, your first card is the 7 of Cups here. This is your first card that you got. 7 of Cups. And your second card is the 6 of Swords. So like I said, your first card is the current energy that you're navigating, okay? This is what you're trying to navigate. It comes across as confusion. Confusion. Maybe for you, Aquarius, it could be that you're bombarded now in this Pluto retrograde with a lot of information. Okay, this is why you feel confusion. It's almost like the first thing that's popping up into my head is revelations. Okay, the word that's popping up into my head is revelations. Maybe it comes across as if this energy that you're dealing with, this Pluto retrograde, it's opening, it's like, how can I express this? I want to say it's cracking open your skull. Okay, this is exactly what I see. It's somebody's skull being cracked open. It's like an expansion. But the other day I got a download of a baby. Okay, I don't know, I can't remember which reading. I think it was a Capricorn moon reading. I got a download about a baby and the fontanelle on a baby's head. It's that opening or soft spot where a baby's skull hasn't closed yet. What I know is you get one on top of your head and the one at the back when you're a baby. Okay, so basically the reason why a baby's head is like that, it is basically helping the brain, because the baby's brain is still small, it still has to grow. The skull basically gives the baby's brain the opportunity to expand and to grow before it closes up. Okay, so the energy that I pick up here, it's almost like, I don't want to say something painful. It could be. Whatever this experience is, there is definitely some painful aspects. The word pain body is coming to mind. Okay. If I can make a suggestion, if you are experiencing anything to do with your pain body, and what I mean with your pain body, there is this author, Eckhart Tolle. He speaks a lot about your pain body. Your pain body is basically the part of you that's associated with the trauma aspects that you experienced in life. So if I can make a suggestion, what is those books? A New Earth and The Power of Now are two of his books that you can go read. Okay. So I think whatever this Pluto retrograde, it's like opening something in your brain. It's expanding something. Like I said, it's maybe you're getting more downloads for some of you that are very spiritual or spiritually inclined. When you maybe go into a meditative state or you meditate, you start to get downloads, but it's excessive. Okay, it's almost like you're being bombarded with information or downloads, or maybe I want to give an example of what it's almost like the universe is in a hurry to give you something, but it's the type of energy that I pick up. It's like somebody that's in a hurry to give you information, and this person is basically flooding you. It's almost like there is like a time frame associated with us. I don't know what, like a deadline. Somehow I distinctly get the feeling that there is some type of deadline associated with this energy. Okay, obviously it's a Pluto retrograde, the deadline is October, or when it ends. But I don't know why I get the word deadline. Maybe the word deadline is associated with work. Okay, it says here, material wealth, true prosperity. You could be feeling under pressure and confused regarding some type of work dynamic where you have a deadline and you have to finish something in a specific time frame. Okay, your second card is the Six of Swords. I think what the Six of Swords represent is, it's almost like you were the Six of Swords in the other tarot deck, in the Rider-Waite tarot deck, is a woman in a boat with a child, and a man is rowing them across the river to the other side of the river to a town or something. So they're basically leaving some type of situation. So here with the Six of Swords, this man is, or figure, is paragliding. whatever this thing is or experience, there's something very painful about the situation. Maybe it's old trauma wounds that are being reopened with the Six of Swords, and it's basically, it's like the universe is telling you to glide over these experiences, okay? And I'm going to tell you why I say this now. Just hold on, I want to pick up these cards quickly. Most of the people that are experiencing this Pluto retrograde, Aquarius, not only you, but most of the people or the star signs is going to be affected in different ways, okay? Some people maybe that have water in their sign are going to be affected emotionally, maybe with grief or maybe past issues of grief that they haven't faced or whatever. Okay, this is just an example that I'm using. I think your experiences that you're having has to do for some of you, it could be past traumatic experiences which you buried, okay? Or maybe it's like unresolved past life issues, okay? Past life experiences, maybe with friends or family, or experiences that you have or had, and you basically buried these experiences. And now all of a sudden you start to think of it again. So basically this energy is basically telling you the reason why it's coming up again. It's not for you to work through it or change something because you already had these experiences. It's basically talking about past, okay? I just said memories, okay? Old memories of old wounds, old experiences. It could be childhood experiences, childhood traumas. It could be anything, okay? Maybe it's like memories with karmic people and stuff like that that's going to resurface. So yeah, with this Six of Swords, it's like the universe is asking you, do not revisit those places and experience those things again, or have those feelings that you had back then, have it again. Glide over it. In other words, it's almost like you observe it, like you're standing on the sideline, or you basically looking from the inside out. You are the watcher of your own experiences that you have. You basically maybe watching a television, and on this television you see yourself, and you're basically in your life. Your life basically is on this television like a movie, and you're basically just watching it and observing it and letting it go. It's like a clearing out energy, okay? It's not a take it on energy or deal with it energy. You already dealt with these things, okay? This is not something that you need to work through. You already dealt with these energies. You already dealt with this trauma. It's the reason why it's resurfacing is because of the specific energy of Pluto being, okay? Because maybe there is still, it's almost like remnants, okay? Maybe it's almost like, I'm going to make an example. Say, for instance, if I make a pair of earrings, and if you want something, especially when you deal with I don't have a pair of earrings with me now at the moment, but I want to show you something. You get, the work that I do is very delicate and intricate and small, and the flowers are very small, okay? And sometimes when you gather the stuff or assemble, for that matter, a piece or something, you gather up dust or maybe small petties, because Luna is in the room. Now one of her petties get caught in some of the glue, and it sticks there and you have to take it out. So it's like small little imperfections, okay? Or I wouldn't say imperfections, more like annoyances. It's like little annoyances. At this stage, whatever these things are, these wounds have been dealt with, but it's little annoyances. This is exactly what I pick up. So you got your third card is the Queen of Swords. It's almost like here with this Six of Swords also. Let me just go back to the Six of Swords. Your vision is also being blurred because you're confused. You see this person, he's high up in the sky, he can't see very clearly. Okay, you don't have eagle eyes, you're just a human being, but you're on a paraglider high up in the sky. Everything appears very small when you're up in the sky. Okay, so whatever imagery there is distorted. You don't see it very clearly. So this is why you just need to glide over this. You recognize something, you recognize the silhouette of what's going on down there while you're in this paraglide, but you cannot make out detail. Do you understand? So this is what the universe is saying. You cannot make out the detail. You know what it's about, but you don't need to go linger there. Just glide over it. Observe it. Okay, this is what it is. I've dealt with it. Another annoyance. I'm moving on. Okay. This is the energy that you're dealing with and that you have to work through. Queen of Swords is your third card, Aquarius Moon. Yeah, with this Queen of Swords, you have some type of rigid approach regarding something. You have a rigid approach regarding something. I think this rigid approach that you're having is maybe these energies that you're experiencing is basically wanting you to isolate. You want to be alone, basically. This is what you're feeling. You want to be alone. And I can totally understand that, because if it's something as major as a Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and you're in Aquarius Moon, this thing is obviously going to require you to dig very deep, to deal with this and just glide over it. But you also have to do it with no interferences from external things like, you know, people around you. So you need to basically be in solitude when you do this. Whether it's if you live with people, obviously you create some private time where you can be alone so that you can deal with these energies currently. Because the Queen of Swords is also associated with it's an air sign, it's associated with your mind. Okay, so this is a lot of mental work that you have to go through, Aquarius Moon. It's like with this Queen of Swords, it's associated with a lot of... The Queen of Swords is also someone, she can be very controlling. Okay, she can be a very controlling individual, meaning she wants to control, she wants to make sure things work in a specific way. It's not because she wants to necessarily be bossy, but more they feel they can do a good job of something if they did it themselves. Okay. So basically what the universe is telling you with this Queen of Swords, there's nothing to fix externally. What you need to do is surrender. If you get into that quiet spaces, you need to surrender to these experiences or these feelings that you have. And while you're surrendering, you listen. It's almost like you have an inner dialogue with yourself. Like, say, for instance, we all have an inner voice. Okay, we all talk to ourselves. So basically, some people give their inner voice a name. Some kids call it the imaginary friend. Okay, some people, when they're grown up, they worship God. They say they're talking to the angels, they're talking to their guides, they're talking to God. Whoever you resonate as, okay. You're basically in your head and you're listening to this inner voice or this higher self. And you're surrendering to what it's trying to tell you. Because whatever it's trying to tell you, it's issues that you need to, or things that you need to resolve inside of yourself. There's nothing externally to fix. Okay. This is definitely what I pick. It's more like an inward pull. It's like you're being pulled here with the Queen of Swords. You are being pulled into your inner world. And your inner world is your emotions, your feelings. You could even have a lot of dreams. And the universe is also guiding you to go into your dream state, because your dream state might also contain a lot of things that are going to be revealed to you. So it's almost like if you surrender to this and listen to this voice or this guidance from your higher self, it's basically also going to open up some type of spiritual wisdom to you, or spiritual insight. I don't know exactly what this is. The Ten of Wands is your fourth card. You need to draw hope from this Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is associated with somebody that's been through a lot. This person has seen a lot of seasons in their life. They have experienced a lot of loss, and they carry a lot of burdens, or they know what it feels like. Okay. You need to draw, basically, in my opinion, this person still survived the Ten of Wands. So you need to draw hope from your strength, from your wisdom, from your experiences and the wisdom you gained. Because at the end of the day, this is you, Aquarius. You have proven basically to yourself that you're already a very mentally strong person that can go through a lot of stuff and still be okay with it. Okay? And still come from a place of love and understanding and compassion. So this is where you need to draw hope from. Your experiences, your past experiences, draw hope from it, because it made you who you are. Okay, your next card is the Chariot card. It's the number 5 card. The Chariot speaks of self-mastery, and that this is what you need to accomplish. Mastering your thoughts, mastering your thinking, mastering and sifting through. It's almost like a lot of mental gunk. Okay, I don't know exactly what this is. Maybe there's some unnecessary mental baggage that the universe also wants you to get rid of with this Chariot card, because it speaks of self-mastery. Okay, your last card is the Wise Woman. Beautiful card. It's like you're stepping into this energy at the end of the day, Aquarius. It's almost like with this wise woman, it's like the more you allow yourself to become very still, very quiet, very open to this experience, and when you surrender to it, basically you don't fight it, you surrender to it. You're not going to, at the end of the day, you're going to feel more relaxed. You're not going to exhaust yourself, okay, or exert yourself unnecessarily, because there's no exertion required regarding this thing. It's something that needs to be eased into, okay, this change or this transformation. Because with this wise woman, it's like the universe is saying, if you step into this gentle, still, quiet, meditative energy, a calm energy where you're relaxed, you're basically going to receive more revelations, more wisdom. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to draw another card, a last card. Give me a last card for my Aquarius collector for this reading, please. Thank you. I think you might be receiving a lot of profound information in this time and downloads, Aquarius, because most of you are going to be affected in a very profound way with this energy, and it's going to change your life, okay? But you need to just ease it, be easy about this. It's a slow energy, so you also take your time and you ease, you relax. Don't burn yourself out regarding some things, okay? Let's see how the moon, praise, feeling, emotion, imagination, intuition, and inspiration. This is beautiful. Praise, feeling, emotion, imagination, intuition, and inspiration. This is your reading for today, Aquarius. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Please take care. Love you. Bye.